This was one of our favorites. Super back in the day.
I mean, we've always worn kajal growing up, so if you don't like a strong fragrance, maybe not the one for you, but I like it.
Oh my god, this is so long.
This is going to be the longest video. Oh, so we won't have like a catch up in this because we're actually filming this straight after the fragrance video. We did our catching up in that video, so this might be a quick straight into the main section of our video, which is
what's in our makeup bags?
we try to keep it to like one thing per category, one product per category.
We tried. Let's try to do quick fire because there's genuinely a lot, and we know we are capable of making a 3-hour video if we want.
How do we do this? How do we start? Like, what's your
First step?
base?
So I have put like a primer highlighter step. So yeah, this is the product I spoke about in one of our recent favorite videos. This is Glossier Futuredew. I just really like it. It's a sort of oil serum hybrid. It's kind of like a skincare makeup hybrid. I just use it all over my face. I don't have to like use it specifically on my cheeks. I do actually. I have it on today, but like I just put it all over. It gives you like a very subtle glow, nothing shimmery, nothing extra. But I've been really enjoying this recently. It's a very new addition to my makeup bag, but it just has a little pump. It's like a little liquidy formula.
My first step is pretty similar in terms of it being a very glowy base, which is my sunscreen, and it's the Supergoop Glow Screen in the shade Golden Hour. This is a bit dark for me currently because I don't have a tan on right now. Like I just, but I know in a couple of months this would be perfect. But this comes in a bunch of shades, so I just love this product. It works great for me. I wear it under makeup during the daytime, obviously, because it has sunscreen, but also the sun sets at like 8 past 8 now, so you kind of need it all the time. But yeah, very glowy base. I would say a lot more intense than the Futuredew.
Yeah.
But I think when I wear my current formulation of like concealer and foundation on top, it's not as intense. So if you're wearing makeup, this is great. I wouldn't necessarily wear this on its own.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have another sunscreen for that. Okay, so this is what I put right after my sunscreen, which is my primer. Again, I go through phases where I'm not using primer, but then today, for example, I want my makeup to last all day because I'm going out after this. So this is something that I use pretty often, and I have run through one tube already. So it is something that I use, and it's the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Primer. So this works so good with my foundation, which is the one I use, and this is the hydrating primer. I've tried a bunch of primers before and I find them sometimes to be too drying, and this one doesn't dry me out. And it actually helps me keep my makeup in place for a longer time than usual.
I don't have a foundation. If I do wear a foundation, I'm still like using the MAC Face and Body. So I do wear it like sometimes, but most days I'm not wearing a foundation.
So I was not wearing foundation for the longest time, and in the past like 2 months, I'm back in love with my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, and I've been reaching for this every time I'm going out. So this is something I've added it back to my routine. So I definitely reach for it a lot. This one is again something that's a bit darker for me right now. It's in the shade 8, but give me a week after my holiday next weekend and I'm gonna be back to this shade. I also have it in the shade 7.75, which is something I should probably take out and use right now. But I feel like you can't go wrong when it's darker shade. It's the lighter shade is the problem. So 7.75 and 8. I think you can link our base routine or the brown skin friendly base routine. I speak at length about this foundation and the shades I use, so you can go check that out. But this is my foundation of choice. But I did a little, maybe this is cheating, but I mix it with my Rhode glazing milk. I mix these two together and I just use a tiny pump of this. But this is my base after my sunscreen.
That's very solid. I really want to try that foundation, but I've like banned myself from buying it until I finish what I have. Next, I'm gonna do concealer. I always like to use some kind of color corrector first. And I had been using the Bobbi Brown color correctors until now. I still do use them sometimes, but I have like a massive palette and I don't always want to open that. I've been reaching for another Glossier product. This is Glossier Stretch Concealer in medium tan 3. It is such an interesting formula, this product. And I initially wasn't sure what I thought of it because it's kind of like most Glossier products, very like sheer but buildable coverage, but it just feels very comfortable. It's called Stretch, and it really does feel like it stretches on the skin. So like you put a bit and then kind of like moves and blends very, very seamlessly. I initially was using it with my finger, but now I found it works best with like a little dense brush.
Mhm.
And the shade Medium Tan 3. Oh, yeah, they describe it as a balm concealer, and I think that's a good description for it. But I do find it's a little bit dark for all parts of my face. I have like 10 different shades all over my face. So this works as my slightly darker shade, and I also use it as a corrector under my eyes. So it has that little bit of a peach tone.
Yeah.
Um, so it does undo those purpley under eye tones. So I've been using this, and then on top of this, I go in with like a slightly brighter concealer. And for that, I've been still using, and I've always run out of the e.l.f. Like you can see, it's literally almost gone.
Oh, wow. You
I'm
have been using that.
literally using it. It's gone. I think that in our base products video, which was like ages ago, I had just bought this and I
Hmm.
wasn't sure then, but I actually really think this is an amazing formula for the price and the fact that it's e.l.f. It is actually really good. Best blended with fingers, this. So just like literally dot, dot, dot and blend it with your fingers. This is in the shade. Although this is a bit of a shame because I went to look to repurchase this and I couldn't find these darker shades for some reason, which is so annoying. I'm gonna keep looking. Hopefully they haven't like discontinued. Medium beige.
Hmm. Is
Medium
this
beige.
the Camo concealer?
No, this is the hydrating concealer.
I have a very similar process where I have a darker concealer, which also serves for me as a color corrector, just because it has like those very peachy undertones. And then I go in with a brightening one. And again, I've spoken about this in a base routine video. This is something I would repurchase and have repurchased. And this is probably my seventh or eighth tube. I have no idea, but it's been on repeat for the last 4 or 5 years. And it's the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealers. I'm so loyal to these products. They should probably like sponsor me at this point with the amount of money I've spent on these. And I don't even think about it. I'm like, oh, I don't think, are they on sale? Nothing. If it gets over, I'm repurchasing it. So the two shades that I use, the first one is caramel, which is what I use kind
Hmm.
of for my spots and also a little bit under the eye for color correction and anywhere else where I have darkness. And then the brightening one is the shade Biscuit. So these are my two concealers. Love them. Okay, moving on to eyes. What are you using?
Okay, so for eyes, if I'm doing eyeshadow, which I actually have been doing a little bit of, and I thought I was in such a shimmery eyeshadow phase for so long. And I think I even mentioned it in some video recently, but I have gone completely matte. I've been using the Viseart matte palette. I think this is called Neutral Mattes '01.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of matte eyeshadows, and I use this one a lot as like an all over. I'm not wearing it today, but if I do wear eyeshadow, I like that because I've been doing a lot of brown eyeliner and I really like the brown on brown. That with like a darker brown eyeliner, or I do just a brown eyeliner and then I smudge it out with that.
That's such a nice color.
So
I don't have an
it's
eyeshadow palette with a black in it.
yeah, this is a black. I do use this sometimes too. If it's like really intense and like smoke it out, it's such a beautiful black. Like I've used poorly formulated blacks before. This is really good. And these eyeshadows are really nice. They're like very buttery. They don't feel horrible and dry and powdery. Good pigment, blend really easily. But yeah, essentially I've only been using these two shades. So literally if I had a palette of these two, that's all I needed. I like the idea of these shades, but my skin is too warm toned for these. It like
Yeah.
looks like a certain way on the palette. As soon as I wear it, it looks gray and weird
Hmm.
on me. So yeah, these warmer ones are the ones I reach for.
I feel like I have a similar thought process behind my eyeshadow selection because, again, I think the shimmery shades are good for the end of the year, fall, winter, Christmas, New Year's. Once you're done with that, I don't use shimmer either. It's back to matte eyeshadows, and the one that I use is this tiny little YSL eyeshadow palette. It's called Couture Mini Clutch, and this is in the shade 300, and this is especially the one that I've been reaching for the most. It's so messy inside, and this is embarrassing, but
Oh, I can't tell it's messy.
so essentially the shades I've been reaching for are like this one for the inner corner,
Mm-hmm.
this one all over,
Mm-hmm.
and then this one just to smoke it out a little bit. I've not been using the shimmer as much, maybe in the evenings, but not really. It's these three matte shades that I use all the time, and I have it on right now as well. But I've been really enjoying this palette.
Nice. That's a nice selection. I am going to jump to eyeliner.
Hmm.
I love eyeliner. I'm an eyeliner person. I just feel a bit not myself without it. And usually I'm a winged eyeliner person, so I'll always have something for a winged eyeliner in my makeup bag. And it has been for a while the NYX Epic Ink eyeliner. I think I spoke about this too in some video, but very box standard felt tip eyeliner, drugstore, doesn't cost a like crazy amount and does the job. I haven't actually been doing this a lot recently. I've been into like slightly softer eyes, but I do keep this just in case. But the one I've been actually using a lot, pretty much all the time, is this brown eye pencil. This is the Pixi Endless Silky Eye Pen in Black Cocoa. It's a brown eyeliner. It's super, super buttery. I do have to sharpen this like crazy. I use it like twice and it has disappeared and it needs sharpening, which is the only downside. But otherwise, it's such a beautiful product to use. I just like to like slightly define the top. And sometimes I do like a proper wing with it, or I'll smudge it out. But I absolutely love this shade and this product.
I think very similar vein. I love eyeliners. I think with our kind of like South Asian features, we do like to. I mean, we've all always worn kajal growing up, so I don't
Mm.
think that's something that's ever gonna go away. But I have three. I couldn't like reduce it to one or two. But these three are genuinely what I use almost every single day.
Mm.
So I'll talk about the one that I use the most and the one that I love, and I'm really sad if it's gonna get over, and I'll definitely repurchase, which is the Valentino Color Graph eyeliners. I think this is like the perfect kajal eyeliner. It's so dark, it's so buttery, it's long lasting, and this is what I primarily use to like tightline. And it's reduced to it was a pretty long eyeliner when I first started using it, and now it's like a tiny nub, but it's so good. And again, similar to what you were saying, this does need to be sharpened quite a bit. Like every 2 or 3 times I use it, I have to sharpen it. But it's just the blackest black, and it doesn't smudge, which is like really good because I have worn it just to tight line, so you won't even know it's there, but I feel it's pretty subtle and I see the difference. The brown eyeliner of choice, which I wear as like a winged eyeliner under my eyes, all of that is I think I spoke about this last time. I
Mm.
had just got it, but I love it. It's the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil, waterproof, long lasting, and the shade Whiskey. And then if I want to do a winged eyeliner in the evening, this is what I reach for, and it's the Valentino Twin Liner in black, and it's double-ended. So one has a tiny little eyeliner. Again, this is not as dark and intense as the Color Graph,
Mm.
but if I was to go on holiday, I would probably just take this one because it does the job. And then to make it a little more intense and long lasting, I'll go with the gel liquid eyeliner. Yeah, I think that's all my eyeliners.
This mascara is a bit of a throwback. I literally very recently bought it, so I'm still testing if I like it. But again, I was at Boots and I was looking for a new mascara and I thought of this purely because this was one of our favorites super, super back in the day. It's been like probably reformulated, repackaged. It is the Maybelline Falsies. We used to love this. This is the Falsies Lash Lift in Ultra Black. It didn't used to look like this. It was like in a purple tube.
Yeah.
But I think the brush is still the same, kind of like curvy brush like that.
Hmm.
I'm still testing it, but Maybelline mascaras, you most of the time you can't go wrong with. They're usually really good. But yeah, that's what I'm using right now.
Mine is again really boring. I also have my little mascara, eyelash curler. I use the Shiseido one. Got it from Sephora. Love it. I think it actually makes a difference. I remember I used to buy these really cheap ones from Forever 21 back in the day. And I used to think there's something wrong with my eyelashes, but no, it's just the eyelash curler.
Yeah.
Just invest in a really good one and you'll be good. And the mascara I'm using, again, I've spoken about this so many times in the past video, so I'm not going to ramble too much about it, but I love, love, love this mascara. I think it's so good. They have a waterproof mascara, waterproof version of this that I also use. I have not been using it in the past couple of months, but I'm definitely going to bring it out in the summer because I'm going to be probably in the water and that's when I'll probably bring that out. But I'm using just the regular Lash Clash mascara in the shade 1, which is their black mascara. Love it. Long lasting, really lengthening and volumizing for my eyelashes, which are pretty, usually very like straight.
Mm.
Uh, so this one is really good.
Blush, let's do blush. Narrowed it down to just one product. And
Hmm.
it has for the longest time, my one blush I reached for has been the Glossier Cloud Paint. Recently, I've been reaching for another product. I also had this, but I don't know why. Maybe it's like the seasonal shift that I've been reaching for this a lot more. And this is the Fenty Beauty Cream Blush in Daiquiri Dip.
Can
And
I see what it looks like?
it looks crazy because I bought it in a crazy phase of my life. It's bright, bright red.
I have never used a red one. How does this work?
I am wearing it today. So
Oh, that looks so nice and subtle and nothing like what it looks in the pan.
it is like bright red. Like if I swatch it, it's actually red. I think it suits our skin tone, like the red. For me, this just gives me like very holiday vibes. What I really like about these is how long lasting they are.
Hmm.
They really last on the cheeks. Like I'll wear it in the morning and have it on all day and I'll still see it like by evening. Like
Yeah.
I use my like Bobbi Brown like buffing brush, which I literally use to like blend everything in the end. I use that to just dip in and apply it, and it just blends so smoothly and seamlessly. It makes my blush step very quick. So yeah, but really enjoying this, which I didn't think would ever become like a staple, but it has.
Hmm. So this is a testament to how good that blush is because I picked two because I genuinely couldn't pick between these two. And the first one is the Fenty Beauty blush, which I also have had for years. I think I got it 4 or 5 years ago, and you'll see how much is left. This is in the shade Rosé Latte, which is like my everyday shade if I had to wear one shade. But it's sadly like there's barely anything left in it. But it's such a good shade for our skin tones, especially. It like works as a bronzer as well as a blush, and it's just that perfect shade. But then for a pinkier shade, the one that I'm reaching for quite a lot, which I have on right now, is the Huda Beauty liquid blush. This is so long lasting. You barely need anything. It's so pigmented and it smells like candy. Every time I put it on, it's like a cherry fragrance, which I quite like. If you don't like a strong fragrance, maybe not the one for you, but I like applying it. I almost feel like eating it. But this one is in the shade Black Cherry.
That looks so good. I'm gonna do my brow combo really quick. I use a powder to fill slightly. I barely fill my brows, to be honest. I just literally lift this one slightly because this one's much higher than this. And like I fill like one or two small gaps, which is why I need a product, but I go through them so slowly. I just use the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Powder in 5 warm black brown. And it is just a very standard brown. It does the job. Nothing crazy, but That is the one I use. And then I usually typically go over that with some kind of clear brow gel. I don't like to use a tinted one because, like I said, my brows are already very dark. I don't like to add too much more. So I go through different ones. Currently, I'm using Pixi. Yeah, just a standard translucent. Yeah, it's in the shade translucent brow gel. Very standard, just to brush my brows, keep them in place. Nothing crazy, nothing too heavy duty. So I don't like any of those like super heavy waxes, soap brow vibes. Like I just want something easy that I can still feel my brows and they feel normal. But yeah, that's my like brow stuff.
You have great brows. I don't think you need much. For my brows, I need quite a bit of product, but I use just one thing.
Mm,
And I have very like a lot of gaps in my brows, so I essentially just need to fill it in. And I
mm.
do get my eyebrows threaded, so it's not, I don't use any like gel or anything of that sort. The only product I use on my eyebrows is like the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in the shade Granite, which I think is their darkest shade, and this kind of works for me. Fill it in, use the other end to brush my eyebrows up, and that's it. That's my eyebrow routine. Okay, so I have this Merit complexion stick that I've been using for almost 2 years, and it's still not over, and I love it. It's the complexion stick in the shade Cacao, so it works really well as like my bronzer slash contour shade. It's like a really nice warm brown. It blends so well. I have never had a product blend this well before. I think you would love it. Again, Merit is like very much that
Yeah.
clean girl brand, very minimal. But yeah, I use it to like contour my cheekbones. I put it on my forehead, my neck, sometimes on my nose if I feel like it, sometimes as eyeshadow. Like it's just a multi-purpose stick, and I would definitely repurchase this.
That looks so good. I'm really interested in Merit as a brand. And now they're on Sephora. I just don't know what to get because I know their blushes are really popular, but a lot of people say that they're extremely sheer. That looks like a great product.
Yeah, it's the Merit like complexion stick, so I think people actually use it all over their face if you get your shade. I just happen to really like I this is something that I went into a Sephora and like tried on my hand and I was like, oh my God, this is so buttery and blends so well. It's just such a quick, easy, good product.
Okay, for lips, I have one, two, three, four, five products.
Yep,
I have
fair.
So I'm gonna start really quick with lip liners. Spoke about this literally in our favorites video, so I'm not gonna go into much detail. But these are the Rimmel Lasting Finish lip liners. And my favorite shades that I've been using a lot are Spice and Cappuccino. So just one is like a peachy pink shade, and one is a brown. Just such good products. Very like lovely waxy texture. They go over quite smooth and they last really well. So they're a really good base. Sometimes I use Spice just as an all over with a little bit of lip balm, and that also works really well.
I have two lip liners that are in my current rotation, which is very funny because I spoke about this lip liner and said that I hated it and I use it every single day, which is the Rode. I think it's called the Lip Contour
Mm,
Stick in the shade Lean. So it's
mm,
a very nice neutral warm tone brown. And this is my everyday shade. I even sometimes I have it on right now. Like so even after like a pink, sometimes I want a little definition. It does exactly that. It's not a lip liner, it's a lip contour. So you
mhm,
technically put it on your skin
mm.
rather than actually as a lip liner, but I love it. It's not long lasting. It's probably not worth the money that she charges for this, but it's a lovely product. It's a lovely shade. I am gonna use it up.
Mhm,
I'm not gonna repurchase it though. The other lip liner is on the complete opposite end. It's so long lasting.
mm.
It's very buttery, it's very smooth, it's gonna last you all day long. And this is the Huda Beauty Lip Contour 2.0 in the shade Deep Rose, which is a really lovely pinky shade. I really wish they come out with more shades because I want to get them all. I did go and look at some of the other shades right now, and nothing stood out to me besides this one.
Mm.
So I'm really hoping they come out with more shades.
Let's talk about the product we both have. And yeah, we know it's gonna come up. Yeah.
We've spoken about this in probably every single video, so let's not ramble on about this. It's the Rare Beauty Lip Oil Stain. I have the shade Delight, that's my favorite,
Same, same.
and we love it.
Yeah, it's
It's
great.
long lasting, works great. They have a bunch of different shades. I don't know what else to say. It's just an overall great product, and this is like my fourth tube, I think.
Yeah, this is my first of this particular shade. I have had Affection before that I also love, but I think all the shades look really, really good. And I would try them all. But yeah, I've got the same one. So that is a good lip stain, sort of sometimes just that, whatever. Then I have a lipstick. Again, spoken about this so many times. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Medium, which is like this lovely pinky brownie nudie shade. Very easy. And you can see I've like used up most of it. That's the last bit. But again, it actually lasts pretty well, this one. So yeah, that is if I'm wearing lipstick, 90% of the time it's this one.
So I have another lip stain that I purchased from TikTok shop. And
Oh,
it's the and it's the Sashu statue. I don't know, it's all over TikTok shop and I got into it and I was like, I'm just gonna buy it and see it and I actually really like it. It's the one that you put on and you peel off.
isn't that Wonder Skin?
Now this one is all over the US. Sashu Beauty. I really have been loving it because it's actually really long lasting. I don't apply it all over my lips like they show. I just use it to line my lips and
Mm.
it actually lasts all day. Like I'm talking, I wear it at 7 a.m. At 7 p.m. it's still there on my lips, which is great. The shade I use is 03 Pink. I
Mm.
think that's a really good shade for our skin tone.
Mm.
It's a little tricky to use, a little scary to use because it almost comes out black when you apply it on your lips. You should apply a thick layer so that makes it easier to like peel off. But I always still end up having to use like a piece of tissue to wipe off the excess that is not easily peelable.
Mm.
But it's so long lasting and it actually works. The Rare Beauty lip oil is also long lasting, but I really wanted to try this one, and I think these two together, and you're good for like the whole day.
And finally, I'm gonna go in with like this is a lip balm, but I use it sometimes as a first step. I use it as a last step, but I really, really like it. This is a Bobbi Brown lip balm. I believe it's called like an extra Bobbi Brown extra lip tint, and this is in Bare Blackberry. And I just really, really like this product. It has just oh, I'm almost done with it, but it's like a dark blackberry shade.
Hmm.
It's so like juicy. I can show you. It like doesn't have too much color payoff, but it does have a bit. Yeah, just a very, very nice lip balm. And I like to like sometimes just put it on for like a little bit of extra shine or just as a lip balm with some lip liner. Yep, I think that's my last lip product.
I have two, but I've spoken about these so much that I'm not gonna ramble on too much about these. So these are the YSL lip oil glosses, this weird hybrid that they came out with, which is so hydrating. But these two shades are my go-to. I wear them all the time. It's in the shade 08 and 06. One is a really nice espresso dust brownie shade, and one is a berry tone shade. And the other product that I've also spoken about a bunch of times in my previous videos is the Summer Fridays lip butter balms. These are just so good, the perfect lip balm. I wear this even like before sleeping at night sometimes. This one is in the shade Vanilla Beige, so it doesn't have too much like of a color or tint to it, but I do have some of their darker ones as well that I like to wear on night outs. It provides a really nice shine, but also good hydration.
Nice. Last thing. Oh my God, this is so long.
Nish, this is going to be the longest video.
Last product is a setting powder. I do use this always. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish setting powder. I've almost run out of this. I would repurchase it because it's like very much the kind of product I like because I don't actually like to set. I don't like to mattify my skin because I actually have very like combination skin. So a lot of my face is very dry. And I don't like to use anything too heavy. This is a really good product if that's kind of your skin type and that's what you want because it sets, but it's the kind of product that it will weirdly blot out shine, but still leave some shine behind. You know what I mean? It almost like creates like this weird velvety finish. So
Hmm.
if you want something that's going to be completely like dry, this is not the one because it's very light. You can't pile this on if you want to also. Like it's something you just skim over and it works for my sort of more dry skin.
So the powder I use, I need something that's pretty heavy duty under my eyes. I get a lot of like creasing otherwise, so I do sort of like a mini bake routine with this powder, and it's the Huda Beauty powder in the Easy Bake powder in the shade Blondie, which is just like this really nice beige color. I think it's so good. I have used the Laura Mercier one for years, but I think this one is slightly better than that.
Mm.
So this is something I would definitely repurchase. I don't, it's pretty heavy duty. So if you have dry skin, you can go like light-handed with it and it would still work because it's so like finely milled. I feel like it works great for me. I put a lot of, as you can see, a lot of shine before, right? Like I have my glow screen, I have my Road Beauty glazing fluid. So I do need to like set that all in. So
Mm.
this works great and it lasts really well. But then when I'm going out and about, after I've done that powder, I got myself a mini Charlotte Tilbury, which you spoke so much about. So in one of my recent like Sephora orders, I put this as like my free trial version, and it's so cute and tiny.
It's so cute. I've
Yes,
never seen this.
it's so small, but it works, and this is what I've been using with like a little brush in my everyday like makeup bag. So
Mm.
this is what I use. And then finally, let's end this video here. I set everything in place just to bring back, after all that baking and powder, just to bring back life to my face. I use the Milani Make It Last Original Natural Finish Setting Spray. I think this works really well. I don't use this every day. This
Mm.
is only if on like weekends or if I want my makeup to really last. But I
Mm.
really like this one. It's a drugstore product. It's very, very affordable and cheap.
Mm.
So I really enjoy this. And I took it to India and I wore it quite a bit. And India is a very
Yeah,
humid place, and this actually made my makeup last pretty well. So I
that
really enjoy using this.
that is good testament to a product.
Yep.
Anyway, so we are actually not going to do a last section because we suspect this is already going to be a very big, very long video.
Anyway, let's wrap this up. We're going to leave this here. Please let us know if you enjoyed this or you prefer shorter videos or if you've tried any of these million products that we mentioned. But this is genuinely what we use on a daily basis. The fact that both of us have so many similar products just goes to show you that they work really well with our skin tones.
Yeah.
And
Either
it's,
that or that we influence each other to buy more stuff.
yeah, probably.